That was possibly the world's briefest introduction to a profound subject. But the reason I wanted you to have that experience, and I wanted to give you that sense tonight for those who might not be here tomorrow, is that as this clarity starts to come through and you're less caught up in this spinning, there's a very important skill that develops, which in my experience is absolutely essential in any kind of piecework, whether it is piecework in the home, piecework in the office, or piecework in the war zone, which is the ability to notice what you are doing when you're meant to be listening to someone else. Now, you know, I don't, again, you may have all sorted this out long ago, but I'm still working on it. And I see it, I'm in a lot of meetings, so I know how I behave in meetings, and I kind of see how others behave. The first thing that many, many people are doing, for example, in a meeting, is waiting for their turn to speak, as opposed to listening to what everyone else is saying. And I put my hand up as having done that a lot in my life, you know. Somebody says something, say the meeting starts at 9 in the morning. At 9:10, someone says something that I really disagree with. And then if it's a slightly formal meeting, you know, you think, oh, no, speak, you know. And then maybe there's 3 other people who have to speak. Now maybe the other 3 people said really important things, and everybody's completely forgotten what that person said at 10 minutes after 9. Now, my turn to speak might be like at, say, 20 minutes after 9, 10 minutes later. I have paid no attention whatsoever to what the previous 3 people have said, or whatever else is going on, because I am determined, when I get my chance, to say that what happened 3 speakers ago was absolutely wrong and is going to be dealt with. Now, I bet there isn't anybody here in this room who hasn't at least seen someone else. Okay? So that's one thing. Then the next thing, so there's that. Then there's interrupting. That's something, you know, you wouldn't know anything about this, but let me tell you, there are places in the world where people don't let other people finish. Isn't that amazing? You know, someone is speaking and we just can't stop ourselves. That's the really fantastic thing about it. It's not like we are determined to interrupt. We suddenly discover, I've interrupted. You know, and you usually discover you've interrupted after you've finished speaking. Right? I do this. I promise you I do. You know, someone's busy saying something, and suddenly I'm telling them what I think. I finish what I think, and then I go, oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted. As if sort of being polite after the fact. It's going to clear it up. But the interesting thing about that is not even noticing that you started to speak. So that's that. And the next thing many of us do is, even if we don't, like, verbally or orally interrupt, are we mentally interrupting or are we mentally interrupting? And this takes a number of forms. First is editing. You know, like they used the wrong word. I don't know. You know, the number of people, for example, you know, now friends here who are in the same community as me in the Shambhala community, the number of people who, after hearing a talk given by the head of our community, come up and say, you know, why doesn't he learn how to talk? You know, no comment whatsoever about the content. But like, I didn't like the way he doesn't seem to end sentences properly. So it's like this entire editorial crew all sitting out there, like basically wasting their time trying to edit someone while they're speaking. It's unbelievable. But we do it. So that's one form. Another form is helpful advice. I mean, you know, the ability to be an amateur psychiatrist in the midst of someone else's genuine effort to talk to you is really incredible. You know, like I won't give an example. It's just too funny. So I think we're all more or less familiar with this. So all these are great examples of this kind, which means that when we could be to what someone else is saying,